Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf. It wasn't exactly a straight line that Joanna Coe followed from childhood athlete to adult golf professional. First stop was Rollins College. Then the start of a pro career that included 4 years on the Symetra Tour. And since March of this year, Joanna has been director of golf instruction at historic Merion Golf Club. It has been a road well traveled, and there's probably a lot more for this native of South Jersey to accomplish even farther down the golf path. Joanna Coe, in her own words, next on Inside Golf. The 25th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit montcogolf.com. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By Gap, celebrating 125 years of amateur golf. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. By the Haverford Trust Company. For life's must-haves, there's Haverford. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA Section, the experts in the game and business of golf.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues. We are at the Learning Center at Merion Golf Club with Joanna Coe. And Joanna's here all the time. She's the director of instruction at Merion. Welcome back to the area,
Thank
Joanna.
you.
How's things? You've been here since, what, March, right?
Mid-March, yep. Moved from Baltimore up here mid-March. And it's wonderful to be back home. I'm a big Philadelphia fan, sports fan, so go Birds, it's great.
That's it. Let's, as I like to say, begin at the beginning in terms of your golf career. When did it all start? You were from, what, Mays Landing?
From Mays Landing, New Jersey.
Okay.
Big fan of sports, played all the sports, played soccer, basketball, softball, did the NFL punt, pass, and kick, like you name it, just into sports. And so at around 11 is when I started playing golf. I might have had a club in my hand before that just to kind of whack it around on the range. And fell in love with hitting golf balls. And I was really a range rat in the beginning. My dad introduced me in the beginning, and then I met my swing coach to this day. His name is Bruce Chalucci, and he's at the New Jersey Academy of Golf, which is at Blue Heron Pines, and established a really close relationship. He taught me everything he knew. We'd go back into his office and we'd look at my golf swing compared to Mac O'Grady and some greats, and that's where I really started learning about the golf swing. So while he was training me, he was teaching me how to teach. So I'd also help him out with a ladies clinic or help him with a playing lesson. I was just kind of his go-to lady, and we have this great relationship to this day. So that's where it all started.
That's amazing, because anybody that knows much about the game of golf and professionals, a lot of them swing coaches come and go like potato chips. And you've had the same person in your life watching your progression from back when you were 11 years old. I mean, that is not typical.
It's not. You know, to be honest, we have sought out expert advice. We only trust the experts when it comes to my golf swing. But we always know what gets me back to the right places, whether it's setup or my motion and patterns. But you know, we've sought advice from others, and we blend it. Sometimes we throw out information, sometimes we grab it and go with it. And we've both just learned more about the golf swing together. Also, technology has revealed some things in the past 15 years. The ball flight laws are a little different than when I first started. So we're constantly learning in golf, and we did that together growing up.
Let's talk a little bit about your career before Merion here. And you've done a lot of things as I looked at your resume. I mean, first of all, you had a knee injury in high school. You were a soccer player.
Yes.
That ended soccer, so
Yes.
you were able to concentrate on golf. And you went to Rollins College and
Yes.
played collegiate golf there.
Correct.
And how was that experience?
Unbelievable, extremely well-respected Division II program. One of the best programs in women's golf history. We have legends that graduated from Rollins. Peggy Kirk-Bell, a founder of the LPGA. Pete and Alice Dye fell in love at Rollins. Hollis Stacy, U.S. Open champion. So we have a rich history of women's golf, and at the time Rollins was ranked really high for not only its weather and coaching and strength of schedule, but just players improving. So as a girl from New Jersey, I wanted to go south. I wanted to play more often and develop my game. And my coach Julie Garner, she really instilled a lot of important life lessons along the way. And we were a great team. I had some success individually as well, and really developed as a player and gained that experience I needed for when I would do the next step, which was tour golf.
So your dream, I guess, was to chase the tour
Yeah.
in some fashion or another. You did go out and spend, 4 years on the Symetra Tour?
Yep, 4 years on that, and now it's called the Epson Tour. Went to LPGA qualifying school a few times, and chased the dream, and got a little bit better, made unbelievable friendships, but at the end of the day, it's a tough life.
Sure.
And it's not a lot of stability. You're on the road all the time. I did battle another knee injury, and I feel like I wanted to be known a little bit more than for just my score. You drive to an event 10 hours away, you shoot 71, 72, miss a cut, drive another 12 hours to another event, lose a couple grand, and then you rinse and repeat and do it all over again. And I hope in the future there's going to be more money in women's golf. I really believe in the product, and it's amazing how well these girls play the game. So now I feel like that's one of my goals, is to help women's golf and showcase it, and so that they can have just a better livelihood out there. But I don't regret it. I knew I wasn't going to be out there forever. I gave it a good go for 4 years, and it led me to this point.
Sure. And something else you did, and I find this kind of remarkable, you gave lessons, sort of like an independent contractor, for people in the Air Force.
I did.
For a long period of time,
years,
5 years?
Years,
How did that ever happen?
That was the coolest thing. Through one of my friends on the tour, her name was Molly Aronson, she was connected with Doug Query, who was connected with the main club repair guy on the LPGA Tour, and Doug worked for the Air Force in San Antonio, and he thought of this program as entertaining the troops on base. And so he thought, okay, I'm going to gather a couple tour girls, we're going to go to a base, teach them lessons, have fun with them, just entertain them. And then it started expanding, and it was actually in the official catalog for Air Force for their to sign up for activities, and they have concerts and comedians, or bring some LPGA Tour pros and have fun with them. So I did that for years. Went to Italy, went to England, a few bases in North Dakota, Minot, Grand Forks, in DC, and it was so rewarding. It was so great. I mean, at some point we literally, we were in a bomb suit, swinging a golf club, and
it's sort of like watching the astronauts trying to hit a golf ball on the moon.
Yeah,
or
no,
something
exactly.
Like that,
I mean, I have these funny pictures of us trying to be in a dress. It was so cool. And
so you're not your typical ordinary golf instructor.
No, I've done a lot, I guess. You put it that way.
Certainly you have. You've done a lot this year, including win big time. We are at Merion at the Learning Center with Director of Instruction at Merion, Joanna Coe, or Joe Coe. We'll be back with Joe Coe next on Inside Golf.
Do you think this Valley Forge vacation was your idea? We've been controlling us the whole time. This racing game is great. but nothing beats the real thing.
That sloth you think I love so much gets me a free trip to the zoo.
They don't know they're hungry yet, but I do. I'm starving!
Jolly, jolly. Works every time.
Just wait until you see what I plan for the next trip. Visit Valley Forge, where kids make the rules.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. We're at the Learning Center at Merion. Director of Instruction here is Joanna Coe. 2022 has been off the charts for you. Here we are in the month of August. You've already won, 3 times, including Conestoga Classic and a sudden death playoff. You won that one. You won the Women's Philadelphia PGA Professional Championship at Whitford. And both of those rounds, you had 9 birdies, 18 birdies. In those 2 rounds
I haven't done
of
that
play,
in my whole
not
life.
too many people have.
I know.
What was the secret? Was it accuracy on second and third shots, or was it the blade? What was it?
So in the Conestoga Classic, my putter was hot. I hit it okay, good enough, but I've been putting well for probably a couple years, not like consistently for a couple years, but pretty strong. And that day I made everything I looked at, whether it was for par or birdie, so that was a ton of fun. And then the women's championship, I matched it with ball striking, so it was a cleaner card. I mean, at Conestoga I had 3 bogeys and 2 doubles
We don't
and
talk
9
about it. We keep it
birdies,
positive.
so I didn't have a lot of
I
pars.
saw a double bogey. I didn't bring that up, folks. For the record,
I did, but
Joanna brought it up.
But it's just golf's a wild sport, and sometimes I get a little crazy. But the women's champ was a little cleaner. I think I only had a couple bogeys, and then I hit it really well. I've been working on my golf swing and kind of looking back to my great ball striking days and getting my setup back there. So I hit it really well. I had like 1 missed shot that resulted in not a great hole, but putter was hot and just throwing darts with my wedges. So
Right.
it was a lot of fun.
And you won a team event too, a
Yeah,
national
we won
team
our.
event.
No, it was the
here,
Philly,
okay.
the Spring Pro Lady with my Merion ladies, and
Okay.
yeah, that was
And you
fun.
won the gross title, not the
We won
net.
gross at Lehigh Country Club.
And you
so.
told me before we started that's more important winning gross,
Gross,
right?
that's right.
That's 3 wins this year alone, and already you have qualified for next year's KPMG LPA PGA Championship.
Yes.
It's going to be at Baltusrol.
Baltusrol.
Big venue,
Yep,
a lot of attention. How many national events have you played in so far?
So I've played in, this will be my 5th KPMG. So I played at Kemper Lakes, Hazeltine, Aronimink, and Atlanta Athletic Club. And then I've played in the 2011 US Open at the Broadmoor. So this will be my 6th major.
So South Jersey goes to North Jersey and wins. Wouldn't that be a nice headline, huh?
I don't know if North Jersey would like that.
Oh, I think South Jersey would, and I'm talking about you in particular. Okay, here we are. We're at the beautiful instruction center or learning facility here at Merion, and I'm sure you're kept busy. It looks like you're outfitted to go into the months when it's not quite as hot as it is here today. But tell me, what are 2 or 3 things that most people that come to you need attention with in terms of how they are? Because there's a lot of good players that continue to try to get better, right? They're not the same as 25 handicappers or beginners. Is there a common thread among all golfers that needs more attention than some other things, do you think?
I would say overall attention to short game. I think that people do, and I was guilty of this when I was young, just hitting ball after ball, plus the whole like rake and hit model of just constantly ripping 7-irons in the same direction to the same target is not truly golf. Golf, you have to be a master of variability. You have to like manage the chaos of golf. So I feel like practice habits, even for great players, I feel like that's something that I address a lot. Short game technical skills and performance skills are things that, and that can, you can easily shave a lot of strokes off if you can improve your short game skills. And then mental stuff is just never addressed, even though we all feel it. We all, when we play, we understand the importance of it, but there's no intent when they practice or they don't read any books. They're not a student in that regard. So always preaching how to be mentally strong out there.
Yeah, it seems like almost every tour pro, man, woman, whatever, there's a, for want of a better name, Bob Rotella in their background, or
Right.
that they go back and forth, maybe not regularly, but when things are starting to come apart.
Exactly.
Sports psychology, golf psychology is a big part of it, the mental game.
So important.
Yeah. Talk about yourself in terms of your tempo. When I see women, and I tell this to friends, male and female, but especially the male guys, because they're coming out of their shoes when they're swinging, trying to get that extra distance. The thing I admire most about women golfers, more so than men, their tempo always seems to be at or near perfect. Am I alone in thinking that way? What is it about women that when they swing, they make it look totally effortless? And I'm talking about pros, both male and female.
What's impressive is when you watch LPGA Tour players, they hit fairway after fairway after fairway. So every time I play in a major, an LPGA event, I leave being inspired, like I need to be better off the tee. So there are some out there that absolutely pound it, but yeah, their tempo isn't changing from swing to swing. When they're nervous, it's still the same. When they're feeling good through a round, it's the same. But women really utilize the ground well. They leverage the ground well, their power sources. It's a little bit of a different game in how they create power, but if you're comparing yards per pound, I mean, Nelly Korda is gonna win. How far she hits it for her height and her weight is just unbelievable. So they just leverage the ground a little bit differently. But yeah, the fairway hit stat it's shocking how good they are. And they hit driver everywhere, and if they got to hit it over a tree and over a dog leg, they'll do it, and they pull it off. So Brooke Henderson will just rip drivers all the time, and it's always the same from swing to swing.
Keep it in the shortstop. We have 30, 40 seconds left here. Where's it go from here? Now, you just got here. I mean, you've only been here for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Down the road, where would you like to be in 5 years? Or am I putting too much pressure
Yeah, no,
on you?
I love it here. I mean, Merion's a dream place. It was a dream to be here as a guest a few times, and now I'm here every day. I mean, this is my office. You can't see it behind the camera, but I overlook the 16th, 17th holes. I mean, you can't get a better office than that. So I'm pretty happy. I just want to make a great impact in the game of golf. Help grow the game in a good way, more exposure to women, more exposure to juniors, and make sure that our game is in a good place 5 years from now.
Well, the people at Merion should be in a good place as long as you're here. Joanna Coe is her name. She can play, she can teach, and she's having results in both areas. Joanna, thanks.
Thank you.
For taking time out. I didn't even have time for a lesson. But you know what? I picked up enough just talking to you. I don't even need a club in my hand to gain something from this experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Coming up next, teed off panel right here on Inside Golf.
Here today are rooting against you, and the other 50% don't care about you. So let's move on.
Right. Welcome back. Inside Golf now continues from the back deck at Lulu Country Club in Upper Dublin Township. And we are just soaking in the sunshine here on a beautiful day here at the Lou. Jim Sullivan, he's at the Lou a lot. He's a member here at Lulu. Great player in his own right.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being able to join us. And Oscar Mestri, no stranger to our teed off panels. He's the president of the Golf Association of Philadelphia. A big year. It's an anniversary year. How many?
125.
125, big celebration coming up not that far away down at Wilmington, part of the semifinal of the FedEx, right?
Right at Wilmington Country Club as part of the BMW Championship. We're going to tie that all in a nice, pretty bow.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Our topic today, namely, what are some of the most ridiculous, funny, crazy excuses either you, but I'd like to hear you talk about other people, have used to explain why you hit a bad shot, or why you can't make a putt, or why you're playing so horribly that day and over the course of maybe the last 3 or 4 rounds. I'm sure you have a bucket list.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting that, competition tends to bring out some very good in people and some very bad in people, right? And so I'm always curious that the people who, feel like they have to tell you why they missed the shot, when, right? They just hit the shot and now they're going to tell you why they hit the shot. Well, I'm really going to my ball to worry about
And
me and
that's it.
myself and I. And so you smile at the person and you kind of say, just remember that 50% of the people who are here today are rooting against you, and the other 50% don't care about you. So let's move on.
Right.
But in the comical excuses, Overbrook, like everybody else, has people with rabbit ears, right? And I remember when I was growing up, there was a gentleman teeing off the second hole at Overbrook, par 4, heading up to Sproul Road, and there's a light, 450 yards away.
That's at Godfrey Road and 322, right?
Right? And as he goes to swing, the light switched, and he heard it.
Get out.
That may be the winner. That's a winner.
How can I play with that thing? It's too loud.
Really? Yeah. And did he stop, or did he hit one out of bounds?
Oh, he hit
what?
one. It went dead left, and
Really?
Yes.
The light changing.
The light changing.
Was it from red to green, or from
I couldn't
green
see
to
the
yellow?
color. It was too far away.
Wow,
That's pretty funny.
I knew I'd get some crazy ones. That's a good starter, though. Sully?
Got a couple. We've got a good buddy here, John Robinson, who's known for his rabbit ears. They are legendary rabbit ears. And a few years ago, playing in the fall or winter where you've got a couple extra layers on, he takes a swing off the 17th tee, and the seam on his shoulder of the windbreaker, where the seam of 100% of shirts that I've ever worn is, happened to catch him on the chin, and he hits a crummy shot, and he's complaining, who the hell puts his seam right here?
No.
How does this happen? I mean, honest to God, JR, I've not let him live it down. He's complaining about the seam on his windbreaker. But the topper of all is a guy that I grew up playing a little bit of golf with. He played at Temple a few years before I did, so we didn't overlap at all, but he, for a time, quit playing golf because he couldn't play golf if he could see his shadow. Can you imagine playing golf and saying, I can't play on a day where I might see my shadow?
Oh my
Tommy
God.
Visa is a legend for quitting golf because he can't play if he sees his shadow.
It didn't have to be necessarily on the green either, I guess, right?
Well,
like even in tee box, if the
we
shadow.
all know it's a little disconcerting if you happen
On a short putt
if
or
it's
whatever,
right
yeah.
on your head is kind of right on the ball or whatever. But apparently, if he could see his shadow when he's over the ball, he couldn't get his mind off it, and so got to where he couldn't pull the club away. Done with the game.
Yeah. My favorite is always, and I'm not going to mention names, there's too many of them, when, relatively high handicappers, and by that I mean, somebody like 17, 18, up to 25, will go into a fairway bunker 240 yards from the green and pull out a 4-wood, and then, top it or hit the face
Top
of the bunker,
lip, yeah.
come back, or, and then say, I can't believe I did that. And I'm like, I just want to walk over and say, are you serious?
I can't believe you tried it, right?
I mean, yeah, what are you doing? There's a reason you're an 18.
That's right.
And like scratch players may not hit that club depending on the facing of the club, of the bunker and all. But like people come up with these outrageous excuses.
You reminded me of something I always say to people when I play with them, if they're a higher handicap and I'm giving them lots of shots, I'll say to them, wait a second. And it's basically segueing off your comment. If you're going to play smart from this point forward, then you're not getting your shots because you didn't earn your shots by playing smart. Usually, you try that 4-wood out of the bunker, and that's why you got your handicap.
Yeah. Another one is when around the greens, and we've all had somebody say it. A putt of that length, is that good? Is that like really? And there's two answers to that. One is if you have to ask, it's not.
Right.
But my favorite comes from my dear late friend, a fellow by the name of Tim Foley from North Hills, not far away, who would look at you and then say, it's not bad. And leave it at that.
How about the mud ball? Have you seen the meme of Bubba Watson complaining about a mud ball? When you have mud on the side of a ball and the ball doesn't fly quite where he thinks, it's become a meme where he hits it. Mud, he's got this real whiny voice and he yells mud ball like 3 times while the ball's in the air. He's yelling mud ball. It's a great meme. That complaint is what it is. So.
Right. Hey, that's the game of golf, though. Everybody's got an excuse,
Correct.
except some are a little bit more outrageous
Right.
than others. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be back more of Inside Golf in just a moment. Designed by Donald Ross, Lulu Country Club is one of the premier private golf courses in Montgomery County. This classic 18-hole course boasts a new state-of-the-art clubhouse with many amenities for members to enjoy. Members are invited to play in events, tournaments, and enjoy guest privileges. For more information, contact membership@lulucc.com.
The oldest state or regional golf association in the country hits a milestone this year. GAP celebrates its 125th birthday. Celebrating amateur golf since 1897, GAP has evolved to include 300-plus member clubs, more than 90,000 individual members. It offers events for males and females of all ages and ability levels. GAP continues to uphold its mission to preserve, protect, and promote the game of golf. Happy birthday, GAP.
Go ahead. You can have my turn. Oh, my. You have to see this.
Come on,
You can have this kind of summer.
Guys.
Or this kind of summer. This summer, the real entertainment is on the road. Don't miss out on your dream car during the BMW Summer On sales event. Receive a loyalty credit of up to $1,750 on select models now through August 31st.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. I trust you enjoyed our conversation with Joanna Coe, the story of a young woman's determination that let nothing get in her way to dream a little bit and to live out that dream. The countdown continues here on Inside Golf as we get ready for bringing you coverage of the upcoming Lanark match. Pros Billy Stewart and Vince Cavello taking on two of the area's best amateurs, Michael McDermott and Jeff Osberg. And we're going to have it for you here on Inside Golf, which, as you know, is your top source for the Tri-States golf coverage. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. We'll see you next time here on Inside Golf.
The 25th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit montcogolf.com. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By GAP, celebrating 125 years of amateur golf. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. By the Haverford Trust Company. For life's must-haves, there's Haverford. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA Section, the experts in the game and business of golf.